Is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon going to live up to my expectations, or should I just get rid of it and throw it in the trash? Let's talk about it. Hello, you beautiful lots. My name is Zap. Welcome to my channel as I dive in talking about my favorite games. That is, of course, part of our brand new series, my video game diary. Talking about games that I'm kind of iffy. I've been wanting to talk about this game for a minute. Is of course Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Now, as you all know, I am an avid 3DS collector. I've put together a whole series as you guys join me in my journey as a collector, picking up over 360 something titles already of great 3DS and 2DS games for my collection. And of course, as I play and go through each one of these titles, I let you guys know if it's worth having or not. All right, so for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, one of the things that had me feeling excited, feeling hopeful for the game is that they found a really cool formula in making what made Luigi's Mansion 1 fun, but adding really cool and different elements. So let me explain a little bit. So for Luigi's Mansion 1, you're at this hotel, a hotel that quote unquote Luigi won in the middle of a giveaway, to later find out that your brother Mario has been kidnapped by King Boo, and your task is to go save your brother. And Luigi gets to successfully save Mario with the help of Professor Egag, as he just tries out one of his inventions, the poltergust, to suck in every undead creature. I mean, how do I even explain that? I think I'm already screwing it up. Every ghost. We're gonna leave it at that. But yeah, once you enter this hotel, one of my favorite things for Luigi's Mansion 1 is that you go and explore each one of these floors and each one of these rooms. And in each one of these rooms, you get to discover this family tree where you discover different family members, their personality, how they were, their interactions with one another. And it was really, really fun because each room was drastically different from one another, from finding out about the twins to finding out about the dad, the mom, even a fortune teller in this hotel. Another thing that I loved about it is that it's a different story. Instead of Mario doing all the saving, now Mario needs a little bit of help. So you being the good old brother that gets to save Mario. And that's because it's not about Mario. It's about Luigi for the first time shining as a solo protagonist and lead actor in this game. So for Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, they took the same formula of Luigi's Mansion 1, where you're at this hotel, but instead of just making it one sole property, you get to explore multiple properties. And I was fascinated by the idea of that your game doesn't end on just one property where you're investigating it fully, but you get to explore different environments, different types of hotels, different properties, and at the same time, it gives you the options to go after so many collectibles and so many mini games and challenges that are incorporated depending how well you play the game. As you complete each one of these thoroughly, of course, there is your boss fights, which each one of them are always fun to play as you figure out what is the best plan and best way to beat them and have, of course, the best outcome for your game. What didn't really do it for me, and this is the negative, is specifically for the 3DS. I don't know if for the remake, crossing fingers crossed, that they have hopefully fixed this issue. But one of the things that kind of made me quit, just rage quit this game, is the motion controls. So, you know, as the 3DS, it had a lot of really cool features where you can utilize your mic, you know, it has your motion controls, your built-in gyro controls, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I don't mind. But certain games, Nintendo would take advantage of the new features for the 3DS handheld, where you were, I guess I hate to put it that way, but it is what it is. You're kind of forced into using these controls. So I noticed that in one of the boss fights where you're kind of like in this icy, snowy mansion, you know, once you jump into this boss fight, it forces you to use motion controls. And precision and timing for this boss fight is everything, basically. If you're off for one split second, you have to try all over again. Now, this boss fight is waves, so it's like 3 or 4 waves, where you have to basically control your 3DS and use the aim as you aim and shoot your enemy. And you have to be so precise because the boss is basically like almost like a roulette where it's spinning and spinning and spinning, and you have only so many times to be able to shoot it before you can move on to the next wave. And sometimes I was on point, and like I said, sometimes I was off. So by a split second, if your precision or your timing is off, you have to do the boss fight all over again. I was really disappointed because at first I was like, oh, maybe there's an option. Maybe I can go to my, settings and turn off the motion controls, and maybe they'll give me another option and how to play this, this game differently without having to depend heavily in motion controls. Well, to our deception, once I went to the options, there's no such thing. You can't turn off motion controls for this game, and there's no option B in how you can play this game if you don't want to use motion controls. And I'm not the type of person that complains about it if motion controls are implemented in a good way. But for this game, it was a flaw. So one of my expectations and one of my wishes and hopes is that for the remake, for the Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, is that they hopefully either gave us an option B when it comes to controls and how you want to play the game, or they just eliminated for completely the motion controls and just went with some standard controls to make the gameplay smoother and more fun. So I'm hoping that they fix the controls. If you guys want to see a versus video in the future, let me know where I compare the 3DS version to the now remake for the Nintendo Switch and find out if any of the biggest complaints I've had in this video, they've managed to fix it, or if we're still encountering the same issues. Hopefully Nintendo has learned and has listened to the feedback from the community and has fixed this issue. But if not, we're going to find out pretty soon. Let me know actually in the comments below if you're a Luigi's Mansion fan, and if so, did you get to play Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon? How did you feel about it? Did you get to finish the game? Or were you kind of stuck like I was when it comes to motion controls and just decided to set the game aside and never touch it ever again? I would love to read your comments and engage with everyone in the community. And if you want to see more videos like this, click the playlist in the video description or this card right here so you can watch my video game diary. As always, I want to remind you to stay positive with each other, stay rad, and of course, game on.